the book Born to Run by Christopher McDougall, he writes about an indigenous tribe located in the valleys of Mexico. Now, the name of this tribe is Tarahumara, and it is part of their culture to run long distances. They do this when they hunt for food and also when they play different games in their tribe that require lots of running. Often they run up to 100 miles within a day or two. Now, Nike found out about this tribe and decided to sponsor them with Nike shoes, since they found out that they were only wearing some flimsy sandals, some flimsy leather sandals with no support, given these nice brand new Nike shoes. Entered them into some tournaments, hoping that they would do well and gain some publicity for Nike shoes. But the exact opposite happened. Many of the runners developed knee and back pain injuries, causing them to not be able to run. Now, what happened? There is a growing problem of knee and back pain in the world, and I experienced this especially as an athlete, constantly hearing people complain about their knee or back problems, and it often results in people having to sit out of practice or sit out of the games because of their injuries. And the pain just continues, and a lot of these players don't ever actually resolve the problem. But this doesn't just affect athletes, this affects everybody. The Washington Post reports that 1 in 4 adults currently have knee pain, and 1 in 5 adults currently have back pain. While 80% of the population will experience either knee or back pain at some point in their lives. And you don't need statistics for me to prove to you that our posture is getting worse and worse. Our necks are coming more forward, and our backs are arching more. So we have a problem of knee pain, back pain, and bad posture. Now, I propose that the solution to this is that we go barefoot. Not completely barefoot. We still need to wear some protection for our feet, but we can wear barefoot shoes. Barefoot shoes are shoes that do not have any support on the bottom, very thin layer of material to protect from glass or other materials on the ground that can hurt your feet. And it feels like you're walking on the ground. It allows your feet to use the muscles that usually aren't being used when in normal shoes that are restrictive and have lots of cushioning. Daniel Lieberman, a professor at Harvard, conducted a study with two groups, people who grew up wearing shoes and people who grew up barefoot, walking barefoot. And he studied the force or impact that the person took with their feet every time they took a step. Now, on this first chart, it shows people who wear shoes. Notice the initial contact is with the heel, and you see the force here come up at a pretty significant spike. And as they put the rest of their foot down, the rest of the weight is pressed. As they lift off their foot, the force comes down, and you can tell the difference between the people who wear shoes and the people who go barefoot. The graph is much more smooth, since their initial contact is not with their heel, but with the ball of their foot. So they actually absorb the impact from the beginning of their step. Now, our foot is absorbing the impact, and everything that our foot does not absorb goes to our knees. So, this initial contact is a big jolt that our feet cannot absorb, So our knees are constantly taking that hard blow with every step we take. Now this seriously is a problem because the average person takes 3,000 to 4,000 steps a day, which is roughly 1.5 to 2 miles a day. So you're constantly having that force, that hard jolt of weight that's not being absorbed by your feet but by your knees, resulting in knee pain and knee injuries. Another problem with the shoes that we were wearing is that most shoes have a slight lift in the heel, as you can see here, which causes the angle of your foot to change, bringing your heel up, and this shortens your calf muscle, which weakens it and puts more stress on your shin muscles. Now this uneven distribution of weight needs to be compensated some way. So your body does that with the muscles and tendons in your knees, putting even more stress on your knees. Also, the body's natural tendency when your heel is lifted is to lean forward, as you can see here. Legs are leaning forward, bringing your hips over your toes. Now this forces your hamstrings and calves to constantly be firing to balance yourself and pull yourself back to keep yourself upright. This constant tension or flexing of your legs tightens your hamstrings a lot, and it doesn't just tighten your hamstrings, but it tightens your back as well, resulting in back pain. Also, since your back is more tight, it's harder for you to stand up straight and have good posture, since your back is pulling you down, and most people's tendency is just to do the easy thing and just go with it and hunch their back even more, which does not help the problem. This image is from this lady Anya on Instagram who does reviews, and she's an advocate for Barefoot Shoes. And this is the results of her back posture after wearing Barefoot Shoes for some time. As you can see, she's very hunched over with her neck far forward, and here she's able to stand more upright. So, wearing Barefoot Shoes will help your foot, help you walk the correct way, allowing your foot to absorb impact and absorb the force, taking stress off of your knees. It will allow you to stand correctly, straight up and down with your legs, giving some rest to your hamstrings and your back, and allowing you to sit more upright. Now imagine a world where you can be free of knee pain, free of back pain, and with good posture. Not only will this improve your physical health, but also your emotional and social health as well. People will notice that you are more comfortable and more confident with good posture, and they will treat you that way too. Now luckily, you don't have to buy some funny looking toed shoes, which is what most people think of when I tell them about Barefoot Shoes. But there are many fashionable options, many websites that provide stylish looking barefoot shoes. One of my favorite brands being Vivo Barefoot. And when you first purchase these shoes, it's going to be a challenge. It's not going to be comfortable at first. You're going to feel that your feet are using more of their muscles, and your foot muscles are being strengthened. Your knee muscles will be strengthened as well. But if you fight through that, within a few days, a few weeks, you will notice significant decrease in back pain and knee pain. When I first got Barefoot Shoes, it wasn't comfortable. I felt my knees being strengthened, my feet being strengthened, and within a few days, even a week, my neck started coming back. It was easier to stand more upright, and I didn't have knee pain. I didn't have foot pain. I didn't have back pain.